Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
We're settling back in at the Guild Hall and getting ready for a lot of changes. We hope you're as excited as we are to get started, because that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I am your Guild Master, Rick Perry, and for watching this episode, you receive 40 doubloons.
And I'm your Guild Master, Baron Kane, and if you have coin, I have wares.
And we're back! It's season 4, y'all.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you how excited I am to be back in the Guild Hall and doing this again.
I feel like I have to explain something because I know you noticed the cot in the Guild Hall when you showed up. So you know, we don't live at the Guild Hall. You know that. You know, we come here, we do our things. I actually live in a state that has recently been flooded with train wrecks and toxic waste. So I've just been chilling at the Guild Hall all winter. So.
And that really is a feat, because in between seasons, we shift the Guild Hall to its own temporal space. So, like, just to get in there between seasons, I mean, I'm amazed.
Oh, no, I was in it when it shifted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I shit my pants.
Well, I'm glad you had the internet connection, because, man, that could have been a lonely bunch of months.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, man, what a crazy few months, man.
Yeah. And
I really wasn't expecting us to have a lot. I mean, you know, obviously the normal stuff, but
yeah, like Marvel movies we missed, Star Wars stuff we missed, but like the geek world blew up in between season 3 and 4, huh?
Little bit. Yeah, I mean, we could just take the lid off this jar, the whole OGL debacle.
Man, it's one of those things I've been avoiding for so long, because so many people have asked me, what's your opinion on this OGL thing? What's your opinion on this OGL thing? And I was like...
We've had to tell people, we're not telling you, you're going to have to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, just wait. For the longest time, my thing was, because when it first blew up, it was the leak, right? And
right.
I would tell people, let's wait to see what the official announcement is.
Right.
This is a leak. It could be, you know, this could be a first draft where, like, it's literally just brainstorming and none of this might happen. We don't know. Let's wait for an official announcement, and then I'll decide how I feel. And then they officially announced, and it wasn't great.
I think that I know we talked about this, but I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I think that I noticed things going downhill when the CEO of Wizards popped in and said, we think that we are underutilizing or under-monetizing D&D. Yeah. It's like, what? What? It's like, it wouldn't be if you maybe, I don't know, sold some more stuff like toys and some modules and, I don't know, made them a little more affordable. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to with D&D. Like, if you think you're under-monetized, you need to make new shit. Because D&D is popular enough, it doesn't have to be a new source book. It doesn't have to be a new module. You can be like, oh, here's this cool set of dice we made. Here's this new set of character sheets. Here's this plush. Here's this Funko Pop. Here's this anything. You're Hasbro, for Christ's sakes. You know how to merchandise.
Right.
And that's how you monetize D&D.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, I think that the shitty thing is I know we've talked about this before, how we've said that we're happy that, you know, D&D is getting the popularity it is, because that just means more cool stuff.
Yep.
Nope. Apparently it's same old shit, but you got to pay for it bit by bit. I should have seen that the acquisition for D&D Beyond was going to backfire in our faces.
Yeah.
Should have seen that. But I will say this, like I said this on TikTok. Wizards doesn't know who they're fucking with. The fact that they tried this tells me that gamers aren't running it. Because if any of those people who are in charge of D&D had any kind of say with that CEO, they would tell them they don't need us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need us. They are with us because they want to be with us. Because we are giving them good product. They want to be with us. They don't need us.
Right.
They will go off and do their own shit. They'll make their own games. We can take away all the dice. They will come up with their own randomizers.
Mm-hmm.
I played a LARP, but it was just freaking rock, paper, scissors. We don't need dice.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need your source books. We will write it all ourselves. We don't need you, D&D. Sorry.
You're cool.
And
we like having you.
And when I make my own game, you trust and believe I'm going to have halflings and elves and dwarves in it.
Mm-hmm.
And, they may go to Faerun, but guess what? You can't do anything about it.
Nope. I think it all comes down to while Wizards is owned by Hasbro, and this is all my own speculation, could be entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is Hasbro we're seeing more.
Oh
than
yeah,
it is
no,
Wizards.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think when I said CEO of Wizards, I was really meaning like the overall CEO, Hasbro, all that stuff. Yeah,
I knew what you meant. And I think when that came down from Hasbro, I feel like everybody at Wizards went like, "Oh shit!"
And I know they had to put on a face.
Yeah,
I know they did.
Yeah,
like a lot of those guys. God, I can't remember their names right off the top of my head. The Chris guy,
Chris Perkins, Jeremy Crawford.
Perkins. That's it. Yeah. Well, like Chris Perkins, he seems to have been largely the face of D&D here lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's been showing up on the stuff. He's been running games for people. He's even been on Critical Role in a very hilarious role. He's
been, like, God love him. He has been the face of, hey, D&D is cool and you should come play it, since, like, 4th edition was unpopular.
Yeah.
Like, he was telling people, hey, 4th edition's cool. You should come play 4th edition. And God love him, he's been that face and that voice for Wizards since then.
And I think he's getting some headway because he's finally pushing a product that is cool and fun. Sorry. No, but seriously though, I mean, he seems like, and whatever. I can't. He's a personality. Mm-hmm. I can't trust what I see, but at the same time, he's been there. You know what I mean? He's pushing this shit. I know he knows what he's doing. He knows how to play. He knows the rules. He has a small hand in how things are done there. I'm sure. I just can't help but think that when this leaked out, I bet the bottom dropped out from his stomach.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no. If he knew about them doing this, I'm betting that he begged them not to.
Yeah.
Because again, he is a gamer, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not just some corporate guy that is pretending to be a gamer.
One of the reasons he got as popular as he did was because of him DMing Acquisitions Incorporated. And that just, like, they weren't even trying to do anything popular with that. They weren't trying to blow up with Acquisitions Incorporated. As a matter of fact, they didn't even start recording it until they had already been playing for a while. Basically, It was like you had the two halves of Penny Arcade. One of them, and like I want to say it was Jerry, who like had been a fan of D&D forever. And it was Mike, who had never played D&D ever. Mm-hmm. And Jerry, who just knew Chris, was like, hey, will you DM a game for us so I can get my buddy into D&D because I know he's going to like it. And they were playing 4th edition. And so like he wouldn't just run a game for a couple of guys if he wasn't into the product, especially if it's 4th edition. And then later on, I think it was, once again, the company who needs to monetize. I think they saw what he was doing and were like, hey, could we turn this into you making this popular again?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I I definitely know the actual gamers who have any kind of ties with Wizards had to put on, at best, a neutral face.
Right.
Critical role.
Yeah.
And I say that, I don't mean that in a nasty way. That they had to do what they had to do. We knew what they meant, and I'm sure they knew that we knew what they meant.
Right.
They have monetary ties to Wizards of the Coast that they can't afford to cut right now.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And definitely with D&D Beyond. I mean, like, since...
Yeah.
Like, that was the whole reason they started getting funding to begin with, really, was D&D Beyond.
Yep. The fact that we just got a neutral comment from them is very telling.
Mm-hmm.
Very telling.
By the way, I feel like we don't have to do this, but we have to do this because we are a podcast. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about 15 minutes into this conversation about OGL, basically Hasbro Wizards of the Coast came out and tried to make changes to the open gaming license that basically made it so if you create anything that has to do with D&D, if it makes over a certain amount, Wizards automatically gets to take a percentage of it, and they also can use any part of it they want in anything that they create without having to give any credit or payment.
I think and also the biggest thing that kind of scared me are their little stipulations where if they deem something, and I'm just going to paraphrase, like just sum it all down, if they deem something unacceptable for whatever reason, they can put the kibosh on it, and you can't do that anymore. You will get banned from the open gaming license, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's like, yeah. That language was so open. Yeah. It was so open that they could just be like, well, that's offensive. What? Dog people are offensive? Yeah.
Not to mention, how dare they, the people who like brought back the Hidozi in the way that they did, try to tell us we're going to make something offensive.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my! Of all the things from fucking, oh my God, Spelljammer. I kept wanting to call it Starfinder. I'm like, oh, wrong company. It's from Spelljammer. They brought them back.
And the way they did it, look, okay, I understand, like, you might be like, the Hidozi are a cool race. Let's bring back the Hidozi. Fine. Don't write them hard. Don't write them the exact same way they were written back then. Obviously, like...
Let's retcon the shit out of them, please.
Yes. Yeah. You did it to the Drow. You went back and you said, oh, the Drow, they aren't evil. They aren't all evil anymore. Why can't we
you know what?
Fix the Hidozi?
Yeah. And I would be more than happy to listen to the sad white incel gamer outrage when they did retcon the Hidozi. Because it's like, I don't fucking care. They needed to be retconned or just deleted completely, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they're trying to erase everything because of PC culture.
Boo-hoo.
Read the characters, you dumb son of a bitch. Oh my God.
And then...
yeah. Oh,
and then after we all got our hands on the official release, and some of us didn't wait until that. A lot of us just looked at the leak and said, fuck this. The gamer outrage, I think with the corner that they painted themselves into, they did the best thing that they possibly could have.
Yes, I agree.
They could not have handled... I mean, like, the only way they could handle it better was not doing it in the first place. But once they had already done it, the only way they could handle it, they couldn't handle it any better than they did. By making what is currently... By taking the current base game and making it Creative Commons. Meaning, it doesn't matter if there's an open gaming license or not. It's Creative Commons. Anybody can use it for whatever they want.
Yeah, it's non-revocable. Cannot be revoked.
And then just reinstating the original OGL and not making any changes to it whatsoever. And then they took even some other stuff. I forget exactly which little terms. I think like certain warlock things, I think it was, and like possibly even like owlbear or beholder, like some of the classic specific Dungeons and Dragons monsters. They went ahead and moved those over to Creative Commons as well.
Really?
I don't know exactly which ones. I'd have to look it up.
Well, I mean,
but they took,
even if they did it to a few, and we don't know. I'm still surprised they did that. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, they did take a few other D&D specific terms and move them over when they put the standard game over into Creative Commons.
I heard they tried to push halflings over there, but the Tolkien estate gave them a side eye.
Yeah, probably. They're
like, are you serious? We're kidding. We're kidding. Those are ours. Oh man, yeah, that's what a mess. But I'll tell you what. One, the immediate outcry was for everybody to back out of D&D Beyond. They lost so many. So many subscription dollars.
I think that's what caused them to respond the way they did. Was they saw how much money they were about to lose.
So if anybody out there wants to, I mean, even if you are doing this with something I don't agree with, whatever, you speaking with your wallet works. Mm-hmm. Especially if there's like a large group boycotting something, it works. Yeah, it works. I mean, again, look at D&D. They lost so much money. And then, there's those people that have probably lost complete faith in that company forever, and they've moved over to other games. I mean, I was fine doing D&D, just D&D, but now it's like, I'm looking more seriously into games like City of Mist, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I have all these other games on my shelf that I could be playing besides D&D. Oh, not to mention the Dragonlance expansion that they set out. And, I'm not trying to be one of those guys, whatever. You're not messing with my nostalgia. I'm willing to look at new stuff. But, I'm playing the module right now, and it's just not great.
From what I understand, from what I've seen, and, I don't know if this is true. I haven't played it. I haven't seen it. It looks like they just took the first module they made for 5th edition, the Tyranny of Dragons, Horde of the Dragon Queen, and just made it Dragonlance. Maybe.
I haven't played that. I just know that it feels just like a regular D&D game that they threw Dracodians into.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah, there's nothing really Dragonlance-y about it.
At the end of the day, I'm still always going to play D&D, but that doesn't mean I have to buy new shit from them. That doesn't mean I need to buy new shit. I've got shelves full of books that they can't take from me.
Yep.
Whether I use D&D and Beyond or not, I already bought those books. They're mine. They can't take them from me. If I just run D&D games, I could run D&D games out of those.
Yep.
For an eternity.
Yep.
Because I've got everything I need. Not to mention, I just got the Avatar, The Last Airbender role-playing game from Kickstarter. And I've got the core rule book, a bunch of journals. I got a set of stories to run, the dice bags. It's ready to go. Same thing with Bunkers and Badasses. And I'm a big enough Borderlands fan to run games out of that. A friend of mine in my gaming group got the Fallout RPG starter set from Modius. We're ready to go on whatever we need. If Wizards ever decides that they're just going to go full, EA games on us.
I'm pretty sure I've already said that I think I'm done buying new things for D&D. For game books, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't have any purpose for it. They really kind of shot my goodwill in the foot, what with their, the open gaming license shit, and then the Dragonlance thing, where it just seems like they just used a name to slap onto just a generic, And again, I know there's a lot of the old grognards that were complaining that they, this isn't my Dragonlance, I don't like all this new stuff. And it's okay, I kind of see what you guys are saying now. Because if you are saying this because there's just no Dragonlance in this whatsoever, then I get it. If you're saying this because there's a female gnome in it, then we have problems. Because don't be dumb. So yeah, I've pretty much said they're going to have to do some backflips to bring me back.
Yeah, I don't know. Since I kind of started to lose faith around Fizzbands.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well,
because I said it a bunch on this podcast that They came out with Xanathars. They came out with Tasha's. And, like, every book they were coming out with was just so much better than the previous one, which was amazing because the previous one was already so great. And I was so pumped for Fizzbands. And then after reading through it, I didn't really get excited about what was actually in that book until I went and downloaded user-created stuff that made that book better. As a matter of fact, I think it was you who told me to check out the MRX supplement for Fizzbands that like completely turned it on its head and made it a good book.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And now, like, every book and every campaign setting and every adventure they've released since then, I haven't gotten super excited. I think the only other one that I bought, that I actually bought and actually got excited about was Radiant Citadel.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just because they weren't even writing that shit.
Right.
So
I think my biggest problem with this is, like, you know, we got Tasha's. We got, oh my gosh, the monster book.
Xanathar. Mordenkainen.
Xanathars. We got those, right? Great books. But you know
Volos even. Volos was just the first one. It gets written off because, like, of all of those, it's the quote unquote worst one. But like it also set the bar. Like it's like being the tallest Smurf. It's like, yeah, it is the worst one, but it's still in there. It's still a great book.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it, especially like the write-ups they did on orcs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
But notice what all of those books didn't have. They didn't have an adventure smashed into the book.
Yeah.
Taking up an entire half of the book.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Pulling out the old man that is inside of me. I miss the days when we had our splat books and we had our modules.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And they're separate.
They're not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, not all of us want to run your stupid adventures. I mean, no offense to the guys that write adventures. Yeah. My bad. But I don't want to run them. Sorry.
It's separate them. Separate them. Like I said, Radiant Citadel is amazing. It's nothing but adventures. It's a whole book of collection of adventures. Honestly, it almost got me thinking about getting the new Keys one. I forget what it's called. But that's how much I've decided I'm not going to get it. I don't remember what it's called. Keys to the Dragon Vault or something like that. But
you know, I take that back. If I do buy any D&D stuff, I will make exceptions. One, if it's Critical Role stuff, because their shit's good. In fact, actually, their book that they did for Exandria, great. You know why? Because it's all essentially all a source book.
Right.
All a campaign setting. It's great. And if Dimension 20 ever works with Wizards of the Coast and they release some stuff, I will also buy Dimension 20 stuff.
I mean, Dimension 20, like, half the time isn't even playing D&D anyway. So
I mean, they are still using the engine.
Well, no, I mean, like, sometimes they would, like, Starstruck, they didn't use D&D.
Oh. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, like, the beginning, I just started watching it, and, like, the first episode, they talk about how they created a whole new system just to run Starstruck.
Cool.
Which I want that. Like, give me that.
Do they advertise it?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I went and looked for it, but the only thing I found was the comic book that Brendan's mom wrote.
Oh, which is great.
Yeah, which I still put it on my wish list. I'm gonna get it.
It is so funny. If any of you have ever read Heavy Metal, it's like a magazine that I think is still published, but it was really, really popular back in the day. This comic could have been in Heavy Metal so easily.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And then, you know, they use Kids on Brooms, and, you know, they've used so many other.
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking of the Dome.
Yeah.
And really, like you said, the Starstruck, if it doesn't use D&D, that's the only one that hasn't used D&D. But yeah, then, like you said, the Kids on Brooms. I think Gabe, I can't remember his last name, but Gabe did his own system or something like that for the essentially the Monster Prom game he did. Which, actually, you can get that system. You can find that system.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I'm not trying to just all of a sudden start shitting on a system and a company who I've been singing their praises for the past 3 seasons, right? Like, I still love D&D, and I still love all of the stuff that they came out with before Dragonlance. And maybe they'll come out with something super cool in the future. Like, if they really want to monetize D&D more, then that's what they're going to have to do. But also the shift to 1 D&D, I'm not too excited about it either.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can agree that this is really just them trying to revamp what they got to try to get us to buy more stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know you said that, you're not going to, turn on a company whose praises you've been singing, but at the same time, man, if we don't hold them accountable in any way we can, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to sing your praises until you prove to me that your praises are worth singing.
Yeah. I think what I was just trying to clarify is that, like, I'm not trying to say that all this stuff that I thought was cool before, I now think is shit just because they made this one. Like, no. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? Like I said, all the books I already own and all the books I already think are cool, I'm still gonna run games out of those.
Right. Point of example. There was, as you liked it, but there was a whole edition that I just didn't like. Mm-hmm. I didn't buy any of the stuff. I didn't run anything after, I figured out that I didn't like it. It's just I didn't do it.
Yep.
I played 3rd edition still. I played Pathfinder. I didn't need 4th edition. And then it kind of made up for it with 5th edition. I started playing again. This is, for me, hopefully, just a little speed bump in the life that is D&D, and hopefully we'll get back on track.
Yeah, 1 D&D might be the edition I skip, and they say that it's the last edition. We'll see. We'll see about that. If it's the last edition, then hey, it's still the edition I skipped. You know what I mean? And then I guess I just don't buy anything else D&D from now on. I just keep running 5th edition when I want to run D&D. I'll run 4th when I want to run a fantastic miniatures game, and I'll run Pathfinder 2nd edition if I want something new, or I'll run Avatar, or I'll run City of Mist, or Dread, or any of the other hundreds of systems out there. And Matthew Colville says he's writing his own shit now. Like, he says he's making his own system. Okay. If D&D continues to fuck up, I'm sure eventually they'll run their thing with Critical Role will run out, and they'll either switch back to Pathfinder or Matt will write his own shit.
I think they're going that direction.
Right.
You notice how in the critically acclaimed Vox Machina cartoon that they've been doing, notice how they're kind of leaning away from D&D specific things.
Yeah.
You don't hear them mention anything that is D&D specific. All of like the special stuff, like the vestiges of divergence, that's a Matt thing.
Yeah.
That's not a D&D thing. The dragons are dragons. They don't, I don't think they look like because they've tried to definitely give the dragons classic, stereotypical looks. The white dragons look like white dragons. The red dragons look like red dragons. That all started back in 3rd edition, I believe. Mm-hmm. Did they make them look like those dragons, or did they change them up?
I could be misremembering, but I feel like the blue dragon in the very beginning looked like a D&D blue dragon.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't mean they haven't been changing it since then. I mean, that was the first episode of Vox Machina. And, if they ever go on to Vox Machina, from Vox Machina to Mighty Nine, which I'm sure they will, who knows what they'll do from there.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I'm not boycotting D&D. I'm just not buying the shit I don't like. I'm going to go see that fucking movie at the end of this month.
Me too.
I'm gonna get my D&D group together, and we're going to go see Honor Among Thieves, because that shit looks awesome.
Yeah. It definitely looks better than the first D&D movie.
Oh, my God.
And no, I'm not talking about Mazes and Monsters.
Oh, is that the one with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Speaking of which, if you'd like to get an experience better than the first D&D movie, check out geekyclean.com/guilddecree, where you can get your own Bath Bomb subscription. The handmade monthly dice set Bath Bomb subscription box is the ultimate indulgence for dice enthusiasts and bath lovers alike. Every month, subscribers receive a curated, handmade dice bath bomb, each with its own unique scent, color, and set of dice. These bath bombs are carefully crafted with high-quality ingredients, providing a relaxing and exciting soak every time.
The colors and scents change each month, so subscribers never know what to expect. From vibrant hues to calming shades, and from sweet and floral fragrances to spicy and invigorating scents, the dice bombs change every month. And of course, the highlight of the subscription box is the different sets of dice. Each month, subscribers receive a new set of dice ready for their next adventure.
The Dice Bomb for March is scented with a caramel biscuits fragrance and has dice with a white and brown swirl inspired by tea, coffee, and a tasty biscuit. Each bath bomb also comes with a linen dice bag, and don't forget, you can get 10% off your subscription or any order with our link or the discount code GUILDDECREE.
But yeah, no, it looks good. It looks fun. There are definitely some hard lore in there.
Yeah,
like,
they definitely made things very D&D specific for that one. They're
well,
trying to push product.
Not just D&D. Mm-hmm. This is Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
There was a Harper symbol in there.
Mm-hmm. Harper, the Red Wizards of Thay are like definitely the bad guys.
They're in Neverwinter.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
But also that said, too, keep in mind or keep your eye out for the open gaming license that Pathfinder is working on now too.
Yeah.
They and like a bunch of other gaming companies kind of got together and were like, guess what? We got to put this together, make it unrevocable, because if D&D is going to do this, we need to give gamers something to go to, which I think is ironic considering Pathfinder got where it was based off of the open gaming license.
Yeah. And got popular because D&D came out with an edition that a bunch of people didn't like, and they had to give gamers somewhere else to go to.
Yeah, and they did too. They had a safe haven there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, still do, obviously, but...
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who made the switch to Pathfinder never switched back. Especially once second edition came around.
Yeah. Yep. So just keep your eyes open for that. And if you want, get in the comments. Let me know, come to our Discord or whatever. Let me know what games you're playing, because, I'm looking for other stuff. So, all that said, all that negative out of the way.
Right.
There have been still a ton of geek shit that has happened in between the end of last season and the beginning of this one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, season 2 of Vox Machina, Mandalorian's out right now. The Last of Us. The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have thought... One, I wouldn't have thought it would have been that good. I mean, not that it wouldn't be good, but as good as it is. Right. I would not have expected it to have been as good as it is. And then on top of that, I would not have expected the praise that it's getting from critics and audience.
Yeah.
It is instantly beloved. And I do mention those two together because they both feature Pedro Pascal escorting his magical child around. and Pedro Pascal, man, he has exploded on the scene.
I don't know.
He's been around for quite a while, but just now he's noticed. He's now noticed.
I don't know what it is with Hollywood, with movies and TV, how they finally figured out how to do video game movies and video game shows. Because there was a time, if it was based on a video game, you just knew it was shit.
Shit.
Yep. Yeah, like you just knew it was going to be shit because it was based on a video game. And now, man, they announced that God of War TV series they're doing for Prime, and I can't wait for that shit.
Wait. Prime has God of War?
Prime has God of War.
Prime has... Oh my god. Prime is blowing me away. I hate Amazon with a fucking passion for making me love them as much as they have. Oh my god.
Okay, here's something that they're doing with God of War that has me a little upset.
Okay.
They have not officially announced an actor for Kratos yet.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Judge wants it really bad. He voices Kratos.
Yeah.
Like, he is Kratos right now.
Right.
Christopher Judge wants it really bad.
Right.
He has come out and said he wants it really bad, but he hasn't heard nothing back from Prime yet. Like, not even we're considering you for the role. And let me tell you the dedication this man has to this character. God of War for PS4, the one they just called God of War. Like, I think that's officially God of War 5 or something like that. Or unofficially. He was doing the voice, but he tried to go and do the mocap, and then they replaced him in the mocap because he wasn't a big dude, and they needed a big dude because he wasn't carrying himself like a big dude in the mocap. And so they were like, okay. So he got so dedicated that before Ragnarok came out, he turned himself into a big dude. Like, he went out and worked out. He made himself as big as Kratos just because he didn't want to feel that disconnected from the character anymore. He said when he had to do the voice and watch somebody else do the mocap, it made him feel more disconnected from the character. So dude did it just so he wouldn't feel disconnected from the character, but put on all that muscle just so he could do his own mocap, which he did for Ragnarok, and he did a fantastic job in both the mocap and the voice. Give that man that fucking role. I swear. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I'm with you. I think my only thing would be, and I mean, if they are looking to base, did they say which story they're trying to base this off of?
I'm pretty sure they're doing the Ragnarok, and like, well, they're starting back at God of War. Like, they're starting back at like the beginning of Atreus' story is what I should call it.
Oh, well, then that's fine then.
Yeah.
I was about to say, the only thing I would have a problem with is if they were doing like the beginning of Kratos. And it's like, you know what, Chris? You're great, but you're also not in your 20s.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry. I would probably pass on that too, buddy. But if they're doing...
They're starting with Dad of War era.
Yeah. I'm never not calling it Dad of War now. So, if they're starting with the Dad of War, he looks younger than that Kratos.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Grow your beard, my dude. Be him. And any of you listening right now that are like, oh, but Kratos is white. Do you know why Kratos is white, you non-gaming son of a bitch? Do you know why he's white?
Because the most tragic backstory in video game history.
Yeah. So, get off your little fucking piss-stained armchair.
Because they show, in a cutscene, they show Kratos before that backstory happened.
Go look up a wiki.
Dude, he's okay, like, he's not, like, black, but he's dark.
And shut your goddamn mouth.
Like, he's tan as hell.
He's Mediterranean. He's Mediterranean.
Yes.
He's Greek.
Yes.
He's dark.
He's
dark skinned.
Yeah, he's dark before. All right, let's not dance around it. Here's what fucking happened. Here's what started Kratos on his fucking rampage, okay? Because, like I said, I love this story. It's the most tragic backstory in all of video game history. Fucking Kratos, head of the Spartan army, right? Ares, God of War, uses the Spartans as his personal spear to take down whatever he wants to take down. In order to, like, really make sure he's got Kratos' loyalty, like, Kratos calls out to Ares. He's like, Ares, strike down my enemies and I will be your servant forever. He gets the Blades of Chaos. Ares sends Kratos into a town to demolish this town. And before he realizes what he's done, his wife and daughter in the town, and he ends up killing his own wife and daughter. And as a punishment, the Oracle takes the ashes of his wife and daughter and covers his body and head to toe with the ashes of his wife and daughter, which he then has to wear for the rest of his life as a permanent reminder of his own mistakes. How fucking metal is that shit?
Also, one of the few times in storydom where a curse made someone white.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So get wrecked.
Yeah. And it's not like, oh, he's now a white guy. No, he is like paper white. He's ash white because he is covered in the ashes of his family.
No, I'm with you. I mean, like I said, as long as they're doing Dad of War era, I'm all for it. Get Christopher Judge in there, do the thing, get it done.
Absolutely.
I mean, and even I see how jacked he got. He doesn't even need to be that jacked. He is too jacked, actually.
Yeah, like tone it down, Chris. Like,
right. Keep the muscle, and then eat some food.
Yeah.
Because he's got that
you gotta
bodybuilder.
You got to put on some dad flab.
Yeah. You gotta get dad flab there, Chris.
Mm-hmm. You got to put the little bit of fat over top of the muscle. You need to be right amount of muscle, too much cut.
Look, I'm just saying. I remember seeing him on TV when I was young. For him to look like this now, that says a lot.
Yeah, fucking Stargate and shit.
Yep. So do your thing, Chris. Get in there. Let's cause an outcry.
And not as rant. I don't need to be as ranty, but like the same actor who did the voice for Atreus can continue to do Atreus as well.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned,
he's probably a little older than Atreus was when he first started. But who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, Atreus can be the kid who plays Atreus looks. I don't know how old he is, but I'm pretty sure he can play younger. And then like God of War Ragnarok can be, older Atreus now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Young man Atreus, whatever.
Yeah, just add like 5 years to both of them.
Sure. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'm here for it. Amazon, you hear us? If you don't cast him, you're racist.
Like, I don't want to like say that, but I can't think of another reason.
I said it for you. I
can't think of a reason not to cast him other than you don't want to cast a black guy.
Yeah, there's one dude there that's like, oh, but he's white. Look, Jeff Bezos, settle the fuck down. Read a book. Read a wiki.
Like, it's the only reason I can think of. I mean, and he's not asking for a lot of money either. Like, with how bad he wants to do that role. Yeah, but like, with how bad he wants to do that role, and like, it's not like Sony's been paying him out the nose to play Kratos.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
No, I mean, I do. I mean, they should fucking cast him.
Yep.
Straight up. I mean, I'm looking at the internet right now. I don't know, I know you guys at home can't see me, but I'm obviously going over this, and like I see Comic Book Now is talking about Dave Bautista needs to play Kratos, and it's like, okay, he's not white,
right?
So I mean, that's cool, but again, if you're going to do Bautista, you can do Christopher Judge. They've got to be about the same fucking age.
Yeah, and like it's not like you can't give Bautista another role in that series.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
I love Bautista. Don't get me fucking wrong.
Bautista's not Balder, but like he might be one of Thor's sons in the first game.
Yeah.
Because Balder isn't huge.
No. Which is kind of the point. He's supposed to be small, not look intimidating, but he is fucking crazy.
Anybody who can fist fight Kratos is
right
throughout the entire game. By the way, that's a fist fight that lasts from the beginning of the game to like almost the end of the game.
Yeah, I will. Man, that fucking that game gets fucking brutal with some of those fist fights. Yes, which it should. I mean, like if you've got Balder against Kratos, like it needs to get the Thor and Kratos fight alone.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
The Thor, I feel like both of those fights, so like if you look at Balder versus Kratos and you look at Thor versus Kratos, those are two extremely different fights, right? Balder and Kratos, they're both going balls to the wall, like swinging as hard as fast as they can, no breaks. And like Thor and Kratos, they're calm, they're calculated, they are coming at each other with an intensity that doesn't need that like no break, like they can just stare each other down and circle each other and wait for that right move, and both of them are just fantastic in their differences. I played a lot of Ragnarok in between seasons, in case that's not
I am too, but I only have like 1 or 2 days where I can conceivably try to squeeze it in.
Gotcha.
So, and not even just days. I have like 2 hours on those days to be able to play any God of War. So yeah, I don't get to play a lot, but I've gotten pretty far with what I've played. So
I beat 3 games between seasons. I beat Ragnarok, I beat Cyberpunk, and I beat Pokemon Scarlet. And those were my big games that I was playing in between the seasons. Because I finally got a PS5, which means I finally had a machine that could run Cyberpunk the way it was meant to be run, instead of trying to chug along on my PS4. So I actually got to dig into that game for once.
kind of sad. The one of the motion capture guys for Kratos died.
I did not know that.
Shad Gaspard. Yeah. Now, granted, I'm sure there are multiple mocap actors, but yeah, him being one of them. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, mocap for combat is what he did. Action mocap and the body. I can see him being the body model. And I just want to point out, the guy doing the body model for Kratos, he's also black. So, Why Christopher Judge? Come on.
Give him the role. This is a terrible way to segue, but like, speaking of people who passed away, we lost a couple of icons in between seasons.
Oh, I've kind of lost track.
Well, a couple I wanted to make sure we didn't miss, so like I wrote them down.
Yeah.
We lost Kevin Conroy.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. And
yeah.
And then for people around my age, we lost Jason David Frank, who was...
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was weird.
And it was a tragic one too. Like, it's not just like, like he was older and like passed away. No, like he lost a fight with depression.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, yeah, those were heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe, I feel like those happened so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so recent. Ugh.
That was like toward the beginning of the season break, honestly. I think both of them were. And like I immediately had to write them down, because it was like, I know it's months until we start the podcast back up again, and I can't not mention them.
Right.
I can't forget to mention them, and that's just who I am as a person. I'll forget, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean they were also, just huge influences on the geek world.
Oh yeah.
Huge influence. Like Kevin Conroy, arguably the best Batman ever.
Mm-hmm.
Jason David Frank, arguably the best Power Ranger ever.
Mm-hmm. And dude was committed. I mean, he's best known for being the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, but like, he kept coming back. He played more Rangers and more series, and the dude didn't know how to say no when it came to being there for his fans. Like, any convention, any video, any project, if you wanted the Green Ranger, he'd be there.
Yeah, man. Well, definitely thanks for the memories. They're going to be, I'll never not think about these guys when I think of these characters.
Yeah.
When I think of Batman, I'll definitely think of Kevin Conroy. When I think of the Power Rangers, it's always going to be the Green Ranger. Really, the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger is the one that I'll always think of.
Yeah. Like, I know a couple times I said Green Ranger and White Ranger, but Green Ranger is the one that, like, sticks out in my head.
Yeah.
And, like, if you are fighting depression, remember, even the fucking Green Ranger lost that battle. It's hard. If you're struggling with it, it is hard, but we do want you around, so do whatever you need to do to not lose that battle.
And, don't just talk to your friends. If you can, get professional help.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just kind of like looking at some of the people who have died in 2022. Kirstie Alley.
Yeah.
She was what was her name in Star Trek? Oh, and she was in Star Trek.
I was never a big Trekkie.
Obviously Cheers. Oh, the Spawn's a Trekkie now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I told you that. Oh my god, dove head first.
Any particular series?
The original series.
Oh, nice.
Head first into the original series.
Like Captain James T. Kirk.
Well, okay, well, here's the thing. So, he had a thing for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Alexei. So I was like, who you would like? And I introduced him to Chekhov from the reboot movie that they did.
Yeah.
Abrams. Immediately fell in love. Watched the movie, but then dove right into the original series, and again, fell in love with that little beetle of a Chekhov. But his favorite now, Sulu.
Oh
Sulu's
my!
oh, lost his mind when he found out that that's who that was.
Oh, really?
I was like, you know who that? Yeah, I was like, you know who that is? It's like, no. I was like, oh my! Flipped out. I was like, he's also Ricardio from Adventure Time. Again, flipped out.
Yeah.
It was great. So yeah, got another Trekkie. Oh no.
Another one?
I mean, I didn't even hear about this one. Did you ever watch Supernatural?
It's some of it.
So,
I got like 4 or 5 seasons in.
There was a demon, Meg, named Meg.
Yeah.
The actress who played her died.
I didn't know about that one either.
No, I do know there are two actresses that played Meg, but yeah, oh man. So yeah, I mean, good lord, yeah. I mean, they're obviously they're not, Power Ranger, Batman level personalities, but I mean, they definitely had impacts.
I mean, for the right geek, Supernatural ranks above Power Rangers and Batman, so I'm sure that one hurt more.
Not necessarily a big geek guy, but Leslie Jordan. What a sweet old man. Yeah. What a sweet old man. So funny. Oh, no, we were still going when Robbie Coltrane died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I made it out of our dark time. Yeah, man, crazy. 2022 was just a weird year.
Yeah.
The fucking Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen.
Oh,
granted.
And fucking Nintendo. You'd never would have guessed they would have had this problem, but right after the Queen died is when the next Nintendo Direct was, when they were going to announce all the upcoming Nintendo games. In the UK and the United States, they cut announcing the new Zelda game in the Nintendo Direct after the Queen died. See, I see the look that you're giving me. Like, why would they cut? Because it's called Tears of the Fallen Kingdom.
Huh.
So, like, right after the Queen died, they decided announcing a game called Tears of the Fallen Kingdom might not be what they want to do.
Not a good look.
So they did a separate Direct afterwards.
That's fair. So funny.
Which, by the way, that game looks fucking amazing. I pre-ordered that and the amiibo.
I haven't seen them yet. I've been kind of... Well, I mean, actually, I haven't really had a lot of time to play video games.
Sure.
And what I have, I'm squeezing in God of War, and I'm, still playing some of the other stuff that I have. And here at the end of the month, I'm going to be playing The Last of Us on PC. So, yeah, I just haven't really had a lot of Wii time. So,
yeah,
or Switch time.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of good games coming out too. I mean, you saw there was an announcement today, and I can't remember the name of the game for the life of me. So I'm just going to call it Starfinder again. But it's the Bethesda space game.
Okay. No, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name either.
So it is being released in September of this year. Starfield. Release date of September 6th, 2023.
We'll have to see how it holds up versus Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of its
because
competition.
Well, like the team who worked on New Vegas made Outer Worlds,
right?
Which is like a Fallout-esque sci-fi game.
And it really wasn't bad, but I mean, in my opinion, it could have been better. I guess.
Yeah, could have used a bigger budget.
Yeah, that works.
Like if they'd had Bethesda behind it, it probably would have been a better game. It's funny that like that team honestly has like the better development while Bethesda just has the better funding, which is why New Vegas was so amazing because like
they had both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's like a few videos I need to there's a video I need to watch because it goes into the character creation, skills and crafting and outposts, spaceships, and ship customization. I need to check that out. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's an Xbox exclusive, but it's also an Xbox, which means it's going to be a PC game too.
It means it's going to come to Windows.
Yeah,
It might even be on the Game Pass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. It definitely has a different tone than what I've seen in Outer Worlds, which I mean, I played it, so
yeah,
but we'll see. We shall see. I can't even say it looks fun. It just looks pretty right now.
Yeah.
What about, we'll just throw Disney into this whole thing because Disney is really taking up a lot of our nerd space right now.
Yeah.
So I think, this is just my opinion, despite really enjoying Ant-Man Quantumania, I believe
I haven't seen it.
I believe that Marvel is on a decline.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest reasons I haven't seen it. Like, so many people have told me it's not worth it. And, like, if I had found the extra time to do it, but, like, if I find the extra time to do it, I'll go see it. But I haven't made the time to go see it because people are telling me it's not worth it. And I always know it's gonna hit Disney Plus pretty much as soon as it leaves theaters. It
was fun. I regret some of the choices that they made with reshoots. They could have made it a lot better, especially with the only reason why I regret it is because Marvel was going a certain direction, and I think these reshoots made it so that they're not going that direction anymore. To be perfectly clear, I do not think that Marvel is going to do the Young Avengers now.
Oh, wow. You think they're taking that hard of a turn?
Yep. Well, I mean, you saw, like, I don't know if you heard, but they're cutting down on a lot of the Disney Plus shows that they were doing.
Yeah.
They're not going to do a lot of those anymore. And then...
Well, I don't think She-Hulk did as well as they wanted it to.
No, it didn't. It was good. I thought it was great.
I liked both She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, and I think both of them did not do the numbers that Disney wanted it to.
Yeah.
And, like, I haven't watched it all yet, but I've been really enjoying Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, that's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fun. And let me tell you, I'm glad that they did Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur because Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur was dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. It was about the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And not only that, Marvel knew they were dumb because they put them on joke teams.
Yeah.
They were on a team. They were on a team with a sentient lobster with superpowers.
Right.
If that tells you anything.
They knew.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They knew they were joke characters.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, I love the geniuses that they put into Marvel.
Yeah.
2, I love teen and kid superheroes. Like, I don't know why. I love the Teen Titans, Young Justice, Young Avengers. I think I like the idea of the younger generation being strong, just as strong, if not stronger, than the generation before them, because now I know that the world's in good hands.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what I love about it. So, Moon Girl, super genius. I believe that they, like in the comics, she is unregistered, so she very well could be smarter than a lot of the people in the Marvel Universe. But yeah, I love her. I love... Oh, no. I forgot his name. Crap. He became the awesome Hulk.
Oh, Mark, was it? No.
Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Mark. But
you were probably thinking... Yeah. Amadeus Cho. Great character. Love that guy. I wish they hadn't made him a Hulk, but I love that guy. I got my biggest exposure to him when he was hanging out with Hercules.
Okay.
But then he was originally a Hulk guy. Then he went back to the Hulk people, and then he became a Hulk, which I love his Hulk design, but I still wish they hadn't made him a Hulk.
Do you think that they're going to be abandoning Young Avengers and going straight to Thunderbolts?
Well, I mean, they are doing Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I know. But I know they're doing Thunderbolts, but do you think they're going to focus on that harder and just like skip over Young Avengers entirely?
My honest prediction is Thunderbolts is going to flop and they're never going to touch it again.
Okay.
That's my honest opinion. I think it's going to flop, and they're never going to touch it again.
And not saying you're wrong, but that's what we thought about Guardians, too. That's what everybody thought about Guardians.
You're right. Now, I will say this. I made my opinion about the Guardians because I knew who the Guardians was before the movie.
Right.
Didn't realize that they were making a brand new kind of team.
Yeah.
This, I see the characters that they're putting in it, and some of them are cool. Some of them don't make sense being in that team, and then some of them are just not great.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just don't think.
Let's just hope they forget Star Fox just entirely.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Or just completely retcon him into something else.
Yeah, please. And like, if you're gonna have him, he better be something entirely different than he was in the comics.
Right. Like, give him just make him just a normal Titan guy with no weird powers.
Yeah.
Done. He's strong. He's resilient. Boom. Done. You're done. Leave it.
Yep.
Maybe even let him fly. Sure.
Yep.
But Marvel, I believe, is on the decline. But I think Star Wars, on the other hand, is on the incline. I think that they try really, really hard to ruin Star Wars with some of the decisions they're making. But then the Mandalorian comes back, and it's like, see, this is how you need to be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, they tried the whole Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
it was mid in the parlance of the kids these days. Book of Boba Fett was mid.
It was mid. But then the Mandalorian showed up in the Book of Boba Fett, and it was like, oh, it's good again.
Yes.
Why is it good again? Weird. So I think that Star Wars focusing on shit other than shit that they focused on before, like bringing, man, again, no, this is by no means a slight on Tamora Morrison. It is not a slight on him at all. But we don't need to go back and relive Boba Fett.
No.
I mean, I don't give a fuck what happened to Boba Fett. Sorry, Boba Fett fans, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm glad they did something to make him cool in canon.
Did they, though? Or did they just rewrite Dances with Wolves?
6 of 1?
Okay.
I mean, like, because, like, in canon, I mean, when they got rid of the extended universe, in canon, Boba Fett never did anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he showed up,
well,
he looked cool, and went, and died. Like...
Yeah, oh yeah, you mean in the main movie stuff.
Yeah, in canon. You know what I mean? Because they got rid of the extended universe.
I see what you're saying.
I mean?
Yes.
So everything cool that Boba Fett didn't exist anymore.
Right.
So now they made him a cool character within canon, and...
Yeah, they can leave him alone.
Yeah. Like, it's done. There are other characters, like, if you want to bring back characters for nostalgia's sake and to flesh them out, there are other characters you can do it with.
But even then,
but you also, we learned from Solo that you don't have to do that at all.
Right. I don't think that they should do that. I think that just having fun little nods to the way things... And you know what? And that's... Oh, man. Okay, you know what? I'm realizing what's going on.
Okay.
Anytime they try to bring something back from the old Star Wars, like, you know, looking at Boba Fett, looking at Solo, it just kind of doesn't do well.
Right.
However, every time they do a callback to anything Dave Filoni has done, it explodes. Like, you know, you look at... I just watched the episode, and I can't remember her name, but the one Night Owl Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. I'm not doing great with names today, guys. I came into this with a bunch of names in my head, and I've got 3 of them.
Look, it's season 4. It's been a long break. We're getting back into the saddle. Bear with us. Right.
But they cast her as the voice actor for that character, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka Tano. I could hear people cheering when she came out. Oh, yeah. It was amazing. Also, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Perfectly cast.
Ooh.
Perfectly cast.
Hoo-wee. And then just like the little nods out. Even just the little tell me where Grand Admiral Thrawn is. It's like, It's like, we didn't see the man, We really have no hint that he is around. We heard his fucking name and lost our shit. Okay, that's just all there is to it. And I'm not even a big Thrawn fan, but for me, it's like, oh my god, they made Rebels legitimate. You know.
I've been saying it since season 1. I just don't want to see anything else with the Skywalker.
Sure, yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm so done with the Skywalkers in general.
I mean, technically they're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Rey popped up and took the name Skywalker, whatever. But I mean, I think even she's done.
Yeah. I think they're pretty much done with Rey's story. Like, I didn't need to see Luke in the Mandalorian. I know so many people lost their shit when the X-Wing showed up and it was Luke at the end of the Mandalorian, and I just rolled my eyes.
Look,
so hard.
Look. I think that it would have been better. Again, all respect to Mark Hamill. I love you. I want to have your babies. But I think it would have been better if they recast him.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Get a new actor. I mean, fucking Sebastian Stan. Just get Sebastian Stan, put him in the robe, and did that, and it'd been great. And I thought it was great seeing him, because we got that. Okay, so the reason why I thought it was great is because we got that hallway scene with Darth Vader, which, again, hallway scenes were so hot there for a while. Everybody was getting a hallway scene.
Yeah.
But Darth Vader doing that hallway scene at the end of Rogue One, Jesus, I was a wreck through the whole thing. And then Luke Skywalker got a hallway scene. It was like, oh, that's impressive too.
Yeah.
It's like, look, he's crushing those guys that they build up to be major obstacles. This is great. It felt good. It felt good. I think that they retconned all the good shit that we were feeling about him in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they took away all that specialness, but it was cool. I think it was cool. The only reason why I really, really think it was cool was because you got Luke Skywalker talking to Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, that was to see them interact, and yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it felt good. Like it was. There was just some, because that's essentially Aunt Ahsoka. You know.
And look, I know it doesn't feel like it, but with our new shorter form, we're gonna have to cut this short for episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Of season 4.
But you know what though? That just means more to talk about next time.
That does. I am gonna say one thing before we end it and before we leave Star Wars.
Let's make it quick.
Jedi Survivor is coming.
Yeah, you got to make it quick. We got to open the bar.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor is coming. You know how I feel about Cal Kestis. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. My body is ready.
I'm ready for a TV show. I'm ready for him to show up at a TV show.
Yes, absolutely.
It needs to happen. We are overdue. All right.
So let's take a few minutes to talk about the fact that we are doing shorter form. So if you're a regular listener, be ready for these episodes to be shorter, easier to consume. Don't look for topics this season, because we're not doing them. We're just going to talk about whatever we feel like talking about that particular week. And if you're listening and you want to be on an episode, just let us know when you want to be on. You don't have to wait until we're doing a topic that you know about a bunch of stuff about. Just if you feel like just talking geeky shit, whatever it happens to be, just let us know and we'll get you on an episode.
Sounds good to me.
But that's how we're changing season 4. No more topics. It's shorter. Anybody can be on whenever they want. Get ready, because it's going to be a wild ride.
We're coming coming at you hard and fast. Oh God, we can cut that, right?
We could. But I'm not gonna. So, that being said, thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. Make sure to
see you on the next one.
Make sure to email us, castersguild@gmail.com. Come check out our Discord. We put a lot of work, especially Guildmaster Baron, into revamping it, making it easier to use, easier to talk on there. We're ready to hear what you have to say, especially on our Discord.
Absolutely. That's the best place to catch us is in the Discord.
Yeah. So
all right.
We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye 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 bye.